Welcome to MHB Reviews. This is Michael Bond. I review books and Bibles using high-resolution images and professional audio narration, as a supplement to all of the great video reviews on YouTube. Today I'm bringing you the NLT Life Application Study Bible, large print in bonded leather black. This book is published by Tyndale. Here you can see that this is quite a large Bible. It is 7 inches wide, 9.5 inches tall, and 2.5 inches thick. Here's a look at the spine. It's a flat binding. There is no curvature in the spine. The gold lettering is painted on and is not embossed. You can see that mine is beginning to wear away. I got this book for Christmas in 2017. I've used it only lightly. You can see that this Bible is not Smith sewn. I believe this is its greatest weakness. When you're working with a Bible of this size, it really needs to be sewn instead of glued. Since it is glued, this Bible doesn't feel nearly as sturdy as some other study Bibles on offer. Here's a look at the gold gilding. It's not great either, although the rounded page corners are quite nice. Here again you can see that this is a glued book. If it were sewn, you would be able to see the demarcation of the 64-page signatures. This Bible is bound in bonded leather. I've heard many bad things about bonded leather. Other reviewers say it's like the particle board of leathers. Basically, the bindery collects the leather shavings and mixes them up with a paste to form a compound. Bonded leather looks pleasant enough, and it doesn't feel bad in the hand. The domain where bonded leathers suffer is their durability. Other reviewers have testified that bonded leathers will begin to crumble apart with use. I haven't observed anything like that with this Bible. Inside we have a paste-down liner that is made of a vinyl material. This is much better than a paper liner. It feels better to the touch, and it is far more durable than paper. The corners of the bonded leather are cut and folded. I prefer pleated and folded, but the corner work on this Bible is fine. At the front you have presentation pages. All of them look like this, but I'm only showing you this one because it's blank. You get a presentation page, marriages, births, baptisms, deaths, a profile for the husband and wife, and a special memories section. All of these pages are thick and glossy, but as you can see, my gel pen bled through. This was my mistake. A proper pen would have no issue here. There's your title page. You can see that this book was printed in the United States. And I have to tell you that this is really good paper. It has something of a coating on it that makes it very pleasant to work with. The opacity is good, although there is light ghosting, which we will see further into the review. Here's your table of contents. Feel free to pause the presentation here so you can see everything this Bible offers. List of the books of the Bible, a note to readers, introduction to the New Living Translation. You should know that the NLT is a good translation. Many well-known scholars have spoken approvingly of this translation. The reason it gets a bad rap is because it is a paraphrase. Some of the older paraphrases were really bad. With the NLT, the translation philosophy is dynamic equivalence instead of essentially literal. This means that the NLT is a thought-for-thought translation of the original Hebrew and Greek, not a word-for-word. I would suggest using something like the ESV for in-depth study, but you should not fear using the NLT for regular reading. It has been widely crowdsourced and found to be trustworthy. Here's a look at the translation team. And here are the contributors to this particular work. There is a chronology of Bible and world events. This is a nice little timeline that's meant to give you a big picture understanding of the biblical narrative in context with the rest of history. This is a life application Bible, which means the contributors are working to give you practical advice that is theologically sound. Some have described reading a life application study Bible as having your own personal pastor in the form of a book. The features of the Life Application Study Bible include notes, full book introductions, an outline designed around application, a harmony of Kings and Chronicles, a harmony of the Gospels. It comes with personality profiles and maps. There are charts and diagrams, an extensive reference suite. There are textual notes and section headings. And at the back you have supplementary material called a Christian Worker's Resource. This includes 5 articles that are meant to help you do practical ministry. There is a master index, as well as a dictionary and comprehensive concordance. Here's an example of the book introductions. This one is for Genesis, but all of the books have one. Each book also has a blueprint that breaks down the main themes and events. The Bible is loaded with black and white maps like this one to show you the location of key places. I like that they put a bold black line to distinguish the scripture from the study notes underneath. Here's an example of the personality profiles you will find for each significant character in the Bible. Look at all those notes. They put a lot of work into this text, and their explanations are well thought out. Don't let the fact that this is a life application Bible scare you. The contributors to this work are world-class scholars, and they go the extra mile to provide historical, cultural, and literary context where it is needed. You can see that this book lays flat at Genesis, which is always nice. You can see that you get one narrow black ribbon. It's not the greatest, but it does what you need it to do. Look at this scripture. It is single column and looks to be almost a 12-point font. It is crisp and readable. Another thing I like about this study Bible is that the notes are easy to read as well. Sometimes with study Bibles, the scripture is large print, but the study notes are still small. As you can see by this comparison of the notes and the scripture, both are quite good. Here are the Psalms. It's not cramped in this Bible, so there's no widowing happening here. This Bible is not line matched, but it doesn't matter. The paper is so good that you can hardly see the ghosting. The reference suite is in the middle, and it's easy to use. You will notice that it goes a little too far into the gutter for my liking, but it doesn't bother me in operation. The words of Christ are in red. They are clear and look good. At the back you have this Christian Workers Resource. The articles include how to become a Christian, how to follow up with a new believer, mining the treasures of the Life Application Study Bible, a bit on speaking and teaching, and information on applying the biblical principles in your own life. They give you a 1-year Bible reading plan, abbreviations in the Master Index, the Master Index itself, an index to all of the personality profiles. There is a full concordance, and there are maps at the back. There are 15 of them, and they are full color. These maps are on a thicker paper that is glossy to the touch. And then you have your vinyl liner at the back. Here's a size comparison with the ESV Study Bible by Crossway. Both of these Bibles are large print editions. I actually recommend you always get large print if you are buying a study Bible. This is because even the regular print ones are too big to be comfortably portable. These are best served as desk Bibles. You can see that they are basically the same size. I do recommend that you purchase the NLT Life Application Study Bible. It's $52 on Amazon, and I will link to it in the description. I only wish that the binding was of a higher quality. It really hurts this edition that it is bound in bonded leather and is glued instead of sewn. But even so, this Bible is rich with quality insights and information. Being printed in the US, the paper is so good that it's worth purchasing and sending to a bindery to have it rebound. I think you can do that with glued books. I don't think they have to be sewn. Feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that. If you enjoyed this review, remember to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the MHB podcast here on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you all for joining me this evening, and I will see you in the next review.